After the old world fell apart, the few humans left survive in small tribes, bone spears, stone blades, and prayer instead of machines. They hunt close to home and fear the roaming beasts whose sickness can seep into a person and slowly twist them into mutants. Old statues lie buried under vines, and cracked highways cut through the wilderness like dead rivers. The tribes avoid those places because the beasts nest in the ruins and the air feels wrong there. People have learned the early warnings: a nose that won't stop bleeding, a fever that comes in waves, the way a person's eyes lose focus as the sickness settles in. Once the change completes, the victim isn't a victim anymore. It hunts, bites, and spreads the rot. In one riverside village, young Savan is sick of watching everyone live on roots and berries. He wants meat, respect, and the right to be the next chief. During a hunt, he pushes past the boundary the elders set, calling their caution cowardice. Chief Uri, Savan's father, catches him and tears into him for risking the tribe. Savan argues they're starving anyway, and if they keep hunting empty ground, they'll die quietly. Uri sees the fire in his son, and against his instincts agrees to let him prove himself. They move deeper into the forest and run into Caleb, another hunter stalking the same prey. Caleb is sharp and competitive. Shaped by a father, Jarrett, who once chased truth beyond the tribe's myths. Uri wants to turn back, but fresh movement in the brush convinces him to go a little farther. What steps out is no deer. It's a giant ground sloth, huge and angry. Caleb expects Uri to lead, but Uri points to Savan. If you want to rule, direct the kill. Savan takes charge. The three bait the beast, circle it, and drive their spears in at the right moments. It's brutal, but they finally bring it down. Uri announces the sloth's heart will be shared by Savan and Caleb. Both earned the victory. They don't drag the sloth home. They butcher what they can on the spot, packing strips of meat and the prized heart. Uri makes them erase tracks and cover blood with leaves because fresh scent draws predators, mutant or not. Savan feels like he finally did something that matters, and Caleb can't decide whether to respect him or hate him. Then the infected friend appears, and the clean victory turns sour in seconds. Then a friend bursts from the trees, already changing, begging to be ended before he turns. Savan freezes. A spear suddenly flies out of the woods and kills the man. Whoever threw it vanishes, leaving Savan furious and helpless. They hurry back to the village, unaware a stranger is trailing them. Darrell runs to greet Savan, praising his hunt. Caleb gets mocked instead, and his sister Miru needles him about Darrell, saying he'll never impress her. The jealousy sticks. Uri meets with the elders and warns them the mutants are creeping closer. He urges relocation while they still can. The elders refuse. This land has protected them, they insist, and beyond it is only death. They tell Uri to accept God's will. Caleb refuses to swallow that. Jarrett chose his own path, searching for answers, and the elders say that search killed him. Uri agrees it's unlikely other survivors exist, but Caleb can't let go of the idea that the truth is out there. That night, Caleb decides to leave and find it. Miru calls him foolish, yet he slips away, until he reaches the river and sees mutants heading straight for the village. He turns back to warn them. The attack is savage. The warriors drop several mutants, but there are too many. The elders order everyone into the cave shelter. Savan watches Uri get bitten and dragged down. An elder screams for the younger men to seal the entrance before the beasts reach it. They slam it shut, trapping Caleb, Savan, and Doral outside. Doral is nearly taken. Caleb kills the mutant, grabbing her, but when it's over, she clings to Savan. Caleb feels the insult, even as they fight to survive. They hide behind boulders and watch mutants prowl around the sealed cave, probing for a way in. For Savan, the worst part isn't being locked out. It's hearing his people inside and knowing he can't reach them. He keeps replaying the moment Uri fell, wondering if a different choice could have saved his father. Caleb's anger goes in another direction, at the elders who chose a door over human lives and at fate itself. Darrell forces them to think forward. If they stay, the mutants will pick them off. If they move, they might find a way to come back with help. Savan wants to attack. Caleb argues they need help. Staying means dying. Darrell agrees with Caleb. Leaving is a tiny chance, but it's still a chance. Savan finally follows. Along the river they rest and realize they're being watched. Savan finds a book in Caleb's pack. Caleb admits it's from the old world. Jarrett taught him to read in secret. No one else in the tribe can. A mutant appears. They run, thinking they've escaped, but it catches them. Savan stops fighting when he recognizes the infected face, Yuri. He can't raise his spear. A man steps out and ends the creature with one strike. It's Amal, the stranger who's been shadowing them. He tells Savan the hard truth. Uri was gone. Amal says he knew Jarrett, then checks their noses. Bites spread the sickness fast, but breathing close to mutants can infect you slowly, turning you over time. Amal takes them to his refuge in ruined buildings across the river. Mutants fear water, which is why they never crossed. Amal explains he carries a cure, a rare yellow powder. It can stop early infection, though it won't help someone fully turned. Inside, he introduces his son Persk and his wife Nina, who explodes at Amal for bringing outsiders home. Amal insists it's necessary. Persk studies the newcomers with quiet curiosity. Amal teaches habits Jarrett once taught him. Read the wind before you light fire. Keep your voice low near water, and never fight on dry ground if you can lure mutants to a riverbank, where fear makes them hesitate long enough for you to slip away alive. Rules are harsh, but they work here. Over food, Amal explains the real disaster. Humans tried to resurrect extinct animals, and with them revived an ancient disease they couldn't control. Jarrett uncovered the truth by reading old records and helped create the powder. Before he could return it to the tribe, he died, and a ruthless man named Gagan stole the cure and hoarded it. Amal believes more powder and the formula may still exist in an abandoned city. He offers to guide them there so Caleb can read what others can't and remake the cure. With no better option, they agree. That night, Nina hears noises and locks the door. Caleb wakes later and finds Savan and Doral together. He stares too long. Doral meets his eyes until he turns away. Back in the cave, mutants start using weapons taken from bodies to hammer the wooden seal. Miru begs the elders to act, but the lead elder orders prayer only. Remy refuses. He starts shifting rocks at the back of the cave, searching for another exit, and Miru helps him. They open a tight passage to a flooded tunnel with a faint breeze beyond. Only Miru can squeeze through. She tries but returns when leeches latch onto her. The boys rip them off and Miru forces herself to try again. She makes space for Remy and Yomak to follow under the water. At the barricade, a mutant hand slips through and gets speared, but an elder's nose begins to bleed. Early infection. In the tunnel, Miru, Remy, and Yomak find an exit shaft, but mutants wait at the top. They scramble back. Yomak falls and breaks his leg. He refuses help and stays behind as bait so the others can escape. The mutants eat him but won't cross the water. Miru and Remy return to the main cave and find many villagers sick. The bleeding elder begs to be killed before he changes. Remy can't do it, so Miru takes the spear and ends him, then demands the same mercy if she starts to turn. At dawn, Amal and the trio leave for the city on a raft. Savan and Caleb learn to row as rocks rain down from mutants on the hills. They escape downstream. Amal tells them a brotherhood once guarded the cure, but Gagan's greed shattered them. Amal climbs a tower and lights a beacon, hoping survivors will see it. Mutants arrive first. Amal orders the trio to run while he fights. Caleb wants to stay, but Savan drags him onto the raft with Darrell and forces them away. Amal falls into a pit. One mutant drops in, and Amal kills it, but he's trapped beneath the corpse. The trio escapes and realizes Doral's nose has started bleeding. The beacon works. The Brotherhood finds Amal, pulls him out, and hears his plea to protect Caleb, the Reader. Meanwhile, the trio reaches the ruins of a city where survivors live under strict rule. Inside the city, survival looks different, but just as ugly. People aren't eaten, they're controlled. Guards tax food, punish theft with public lashes, and call it order. Families sleep stacked in broken buildings while Gagan's men eat behind gates. They see a thief whipped, then running. The trio tries to ask him about the powder, but he panics and flees. Savan chases and loses him. When Savan returns, guards have seized Caleb and Darrell and dragged them before Goggin and his daughter, Giselle. Goggin refuses to share the powder. Caleb reveals he's Jarrett's son and can read the research to make more. Goggin still won't help, saving the cure for his own bloodline, but he allows Caleb into the library to attempt recreating it. Darrell is locked away. Savan sneaks in and speaks to Giselle, begging her to help him find the powder. She fears her father, but she's also disgusted by his cruelty. Savan talks about saving everyone, not one tyrant's heirs, and Giselle agrees to help. She shows him her father's safe, supposedly holding the cure, but it's covered in dust. Realizing it's a decoy, they search for another stash and find nothing. Giselle decides the only way is to force Goggin to reveal the hiding place. In the library, Caleb finds Jarrett's notes. He can read them, but recreating the cure could take weeks and his nose is bleeding. He begs for a dose to buy time. Goggin refuses. Giselle bursts in, yelling that someone is stealing the powder. Goggin rushes to the other room, checks his stash, and accidentally exposes the secret. The powder is hidden inside a flashlight concealed in the wall. Savan, hiding nearby, attacks. Goggin overpowers him and is about to kill him when Giselle stops him, turning on her father and dosing Savan with the powder. The symptoms halt. Savan and Giselle free Darrell and cure her too. Giselle hands Savan the flashlight container and tells him to carry on Jarrett's work. Savan and Darrell rush to the library, fight a guard, and cure Caleb before it's too late. The trio slips out of the city, but Goggin's men ambush them in the forest. Savan fights to buy time until he collapses. Darrell and Caleb reach the river, launch the raft, and row away. They climb into the hills and reach a flimsy rope bridge. They cross. Then Goggin and his soldiers appear. Arrows fly. Caleb is hit in the leg. On the far side, Savan tells Doral to get Caleb moving no matter what. Caleb is the only one who can reproduce the cure. Savan turns back onto the bridge and cuts ropes, sending soldiers crashing down. It works, but Goggin lands arrows in Savan. Savan falls with the collapsing bridge. Darrell and Caleb are found by Amal and the Brotherhood, who tracked them from the abandoned raft. On horseback, they race back to the cave village. Mutants have started tunneling under the entrance, but the Brotherhood wipes them out quickly. Darrell rushes inside to share the powder with the sick before Miru takes her own life in fear. Goggin arrives and shoots at Caleb. Amal jumps in front of the arrow, taking the hit. Caleb finally snaps, grabs an axe, and kills Goggin. Days later, Amal is returned to his home to recover. Caleb reunites with Miru, now teaching children to read. With Jarrett's notes and the cure in hand, Caleb heads back to the city, determined to finish the formula and spread it before humanity disappears.